May it please the court and the members of the jury. Again, my name is Tyra Rose, and I am before you today as a prosecutor of this case. In my opening statement, I mentioned that I have an undeniable amount of evidence that will prove the defendants, Jasmaya and Tismaya Whitehead, are guilty of the murder of their mother, Nikki Whitehead. As mentioned before, the twins and their mother, Nikki, have had a bad relationship from the beginning. Nikki's great-grandmother was initially the one who raised the twins. So in 2007, when Nikki requested custody of the girls, that's when the problem started. The personality of Nikki and her twins, it clashed because Nikki came off as the controlling parent to the twins. She was always wanting to tell them what to wear, where they couldn't go, even who to date. And this was seen as a problem to the girls. When they lived with their grandmother, they were honor roll students, even Girl Scouts. They were very good girls until they started to get older. They started to become rebels. The grandmother even said that the girls thought Nikki was hypocritical, being that she wasn't really around when she had the girls. She gave them to their grandmother and she was raising them, and now she comes out of nowhere all of a sudden wanting to control everything that they're doing. These conflicts even turned into physical fights that led them to even have juvenile court appearances. On January 5th, 2010, Nikki gained custody of the girls. The twins weren't too very pleased with that, and they tried to protest the court's decision. But that did not work. The court ordered them to stay with their mom as a 2-week trial. However, on January 13th, 2010, Nikki Whitehead was murdered. This is not a coincidence. Each evidence that I have presented before the court has established the facts of this case beyond a reasonable doubt. 1. On January 13th, the day of their mother's murder, the twins came home from school to the horrific scene of their mom being in the bathtub murdered. They immediately called 911. During this time, the girls are brought in for questioning. They put on this act of innocence, crying and begging for their mother. They even tried blaming Nikki's boyfriend, making up scenarios like one day Nikki's boyfriend overheard her talking on the phone with another man. I want to address the fact that these 16-year-old girls were able to make up all of these lies and scenarios on the spot and continue to deny not having any knowledge of their mom's murder. They showed no empathy or no remorse after their mom have passed away. While being investigated by the cops and while under questioning, they showed no true, genuine, remorseful reactions. They were crying, but it was tearless cries. They even lied to the cops about waking up that morning, going to school, a regular day, getting to school early, while in fact, camera footage did show them arriving to school late that day and even catching a ride from a stranger. How could any sane person kill somebody and then go about their day like nothing happened? 2. During the investigation, when being brought in for questioning, it was seen that one of the girls was biting herself, and she said it had something to do with when she get nervous, she bites herself. In actuality, she was trying to cover up the bite marks she had received from Nikki during the fight that led to Nikki being murdered. 3. In their room, there were shoes in the back of the closet that had blood on them. Another clue was that a pair of boots was found in the back of the closet with fresh blood on one toe of the boot. And inside that boot, there was a napkin with a clump of hair wrapped in it that was stuffed in the boot. This to me looks like incriminating evidence. What boyfriend or any stranger would know where to hide these in the girl's room? And DNA evidence came back and both the blood and the hair was matched to Nikki's DNA. There was a journal found that belonged to the girls where they wrote about killing their mother because she wanted to ruin their lives. In this journal, they recorded every incident and every nasty phrase or word that you could ever use to describe someone. That's the way how they spoke about their mom in this journal. And with any normal parent-child relationship, there are times when you get mad, but not to the point where you murder them or plan or talk about murdering somebody in a journal. As you can see, I have presented evidence that could be used to prove my verdict. The girls have a motive to get rid of the person who is ruining and taking away all the fun out of their life. I would like to ask the members of this jury today to reject the theories the defense team has come up with for this case. I do not agree that the twins were the victims in this situation. The deceased, Nikki Whitehead, is the victim. She would have been able to attest to that today if she was still alive. The evidence that you have seen and heard today is credible. They were consistent with each other. This defense has a motive to lie because they do not want to be held accountable for the crime that they have committed and for their actions. The witnesses from the defense lack credibility. Nothing they say can be trusted. Imagine your mother have been killed and you show no empathy. That's the behavior of the killers. In conclusion, we the prosecution ask that you find the defense, Tass and Jack Whitehead, guilty as charged for the murder of their mother. Thank you.